Welcome and good day. I wanted to express to you happy holidays and Merry Christmas at this time of the year. I'm Richard Faust, your host today for Inside Cottonwood. And with me, I have the pleasure of introducing both Captain Troy Hoke of the Cottonwood Fire Department and also Keith Vogler, who's here representing Toys for Tots, as well as he's a representative for the United States Marine Corps. And we'll be getting into that a little bit more with both of them here for this morning's segment of Inside Cottonwood. We're celebrating this time of the year, and so it's one of those things where people give, and so we're going to be discussing Toys for Tots a little bit more in depthly. It's how the program operates, the mission, the goals. This is a nationwide program, and it's pretty incredible. I read up a little bit more than what I normally do, and so it's a pleasure reading about this program right now. I think as it pertains to giving programs in the United States, Toys for Tots is around ranked number 68 to 70 as it pertains to those programs who are giving in the United States as of this time that are IRS 501c3 programs. But it's December in Cottonwood, and we're preparing for the holidays at the Cottonwood Recreation Center. I want to take a little bit of time here real quick to just basically state that Santa's coming to the Cottonwood Recreation Center on Thursday, December 18th, and as well as the 19th, and he'll be staying somewhere secret in our community, and so don't try to find him out, kids, but he will be returning on the 19th as well. We'll be having him from 5 to 7 p.m. both of those days, and kids need to come to the rec center and tell him how good they've been, and then there's also hot chocolate. Parents can also have pictures of their children taken. This is all sponsored by the Cottonwood Youth Advisory Commission, and all proceeds for those pictures go to the Cottonwood Youth Advisory Commission. And I think that that is costs are $4 for the first child and $3 for every other additional child. Pardon me, I am having a winter cold here, so bear with me. At the rec center also, we have a winter break program for our after-school program, and staff will be keeping your kids busy if you would like to bring them by. Starting December 22nd through January 2nd. All 8 days of the holidays are $120, or 4 days for $60. Also remember that Looking Good Cottonwood is coming up here quickly. We'll be talking about Looking Good Cottonwood with some of our staff in January. Registration has begun at the Cottonwood Recreation Center and will conclude on January 5th because the program starts on January 7th. And it's from January 7th all the way through April of this year. I think it's April 15th, and costs are $15 for CRC members, $30 for non-members, and we have group registrations as well. The overall grand prize is $1,000. Runner-up categories are $500 and $250 for both men's and women, the groups there. And we also have, and that's for the greatest weight loss percentage. We also have a group prize, grand prize of $1,000 also. And the sponsor of that program, again, is always the Verde Valley Medical Center program, and all of those people give an incredible amount of these funds, as well as their staff time to give comprehensive workout programs through our staff, and exercise programs, weigh-ins, and then I think they'll be having doctors coming on board and providing medical seminars and programs for those participants during the week. So please come and enjoy that. It's lifestyle, health, and fitness, and that's what we're trying to ingrain within our community to be a more healthy community. We also have our Christmas annual Angel Tree Christmas program at the Cottonwood Recreation Center this year, which is also sponsored by the Cottonwood Youth Advisory Program. They're busy little bees, and they're an incredible group of young people in our community that really take action and put feet to action. So if you want to be a part of the Angel Tree program, please call the Cottonwood Rec Center at 928-639-3200 and ask for more details on how you can give a gift for these children that are in need. And in final, we are having this Christmas season our Toys for Tots program at the Cottonwood Recreation Facility on December 19th from 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. in order for the presents to be delivered, and given to special families and children in the Cottonwood and Verde Valley community for Christmas time. And we've been very fortunate to host this program, I think, over the last 4 years at the Cottonwood Recreation Center. And Keith's wife, Chris, who's the coordinator of the Verde Valley program for Toys for Tots, has just been incredible to work with, and as well as Troy and all of his outpouring. And his wife, too, I think, is involved incredibly so as well. Starting off here today, I want to go ahead and introduce Keith Vogler. And Keith, again, is representing his wife also, and is a representative for the Toys for Tots program, as well as representing the United States Marine Corps. I think it's Semper Fi, Keith, as the Marines always say. And thank you for serving our community, dedicating yourself to country. Thank you for serving, most of all. I just wanted to ask you a little bit, tell us about your military background and as you served in the United States Marine Corps.
Well, that won't take very long.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you go ahead.
I went in the Marine Corps in 1960. I got out in 1965. I was 2 years in Hawaii, hotel company, 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines. 0311, they call them a grunt. Then I went to Japan, Sasebo, Japan, as an MP for 2 years. And that's where I met my wife. Then I came back. So I guess in 5 years I spent maybe about 9 months in the States. But that's what it's all about, going overseas, seeing something other than the United States and trying different things and so on and so forth. And so I'm too young for Vietnam. I mean, too young for Korea, but too old for Vietnam is kind of what it amounted to.
Right.
Pretty lucky.
Yes.
So,
yeah, you were on the in-between years. I was as well. I was on standby, ready to go to Vietnam, and President Nixon had declared the war over in 1974.
Is that right?
And so I was 18 years of age at that time period, and I think I was already drawn for the draft, and I was number 10 on the draft. So I was ready to go.
So you were pretty
I'd already
lucky.
had my physical and everything, and I was very fortunate in that context of things. So, but I would have served. It would have been one of those things I would have gone. As a former Marine, and,
no, I'm a Marine. You don't have a former Marine.
Well, I mean, as a Marine, thank you for that. And, do you have anything to tell our troops, especially those that are in harm's way at this time of the year? I know that they're away from family, they're away from the estates, and so there's a lot going on there. So I didn't know if you had anything to chip in there.
Keep your head down.
There you go.
I don't know. It's tough.
It is. It really is. So Godspeed to those people.
Yep.
I know that, again, they miss family, and they they appreciate letters from home. And, excuse me for my
and it's just a stuff for the family.
Yes.
Pretty rough.
It is. Well, and again, it is that time of the year that we're thankful. And, as we're looking at this program for Toys for Tots, Keith, your wife and you've served year after year. What is it that keeps you coming back to serve in this program?
My wife.
Your wife?
No, no. There's some negative parts of it, but the positive part, you see a smile on some kid's face. That's pretty good. Just a smile on the kid's face.
So, how did Chris, I guess, get involved in Toys for Tots? Because she is one of the mainstay people, and I see her all the time, and she's just really at it. She is, the person that's the action individual. She really gets into that. I mean, what got her involved, and how long have you guys been involved in Toys for Tots?
Well, we lived in Flagstaff until 2003, and while we were in Flagstaff, I think I got started in '95 up there. First couple of years, we wrapped toys and gave them to kids, maybe 10 or 20 kids. It wasn't very big, and then it evolved from there. And then we came down here. I did it 1 year, and it was kind of a joke. Yeah. But then Chris saw that, and she said, "Wait a minute, if you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all." So that's how we evolved into where we are now. She runs the show, and you're right, she runs a pretty tight ship. She's got some good crew. Troy and his wife. Some excellent ladies from Verde Santa Fe. She couldn't beat them. I mean, that's what it's all about.
It is.
You can't do it yourself.
That's very true. And I think even on the national-wide basis, when we look at it, you can't do it by yourself.
That's right.
Troy, how long has the program been going on here in Cottonwood?
I think Keith said right there, 2003.
Okay.
2004 is when I got involved. I was very fortunate to have fallen into it. I couldn't have met nicer people to get involved in a charity event, and you know, just the luck just worked out in 2004. We've been going strong, and we continue to grow and make it better every year.
That's great. I think that that's the one thing is it continues to make it grow. Because it then serves more families and more kids ultimately, and that's the main goal that we have here. It's just an incredible program.
Yeah, the help of the rec center. I mean, our Christmas parties here in Cottonwood have really blossomed and given us the opportunity to have 2 parties now instead of just 1 party. So just things like that have been a blessing. So
it has been. Well, good. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break here for a moment, and we'll be right back. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. Please join us as we talk a little bit more about Toys for Tots in our community.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. And again, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all of you as we take a look at what's going on December. And there's so many things that happen family-wise as well. But when you take time out of the Christmas season and the holiday season, think about others. And I think that that's what we're here today discussing with these 2 gentlemen. And again, it's my pleasure to introduce as well as enjoy both Keith Vogler and also Troy Hoke, who's captain of our fire department here. And we've been discussing as to, children as well as how we've affected our community and how many years and everything that Toys for Tots has been ongoing. And Keith and Chris Vogler and how both of them have impacted the community in Troy, the fire department. We'll get into more of that here probably in the 3rd segment. But how many children does this program affect? You were talking about growth, and that's what we want to see is more children involved. But how many children currently are involved in this program that we affect?
Since 2004, the numbers show that we were approximately between 1,700 to 2,300.
My goodness.
And since, like I said, with the rec center and all that, we're approximately around the 2,300 mark every year now. So.
Goodness sakes. That takes a lot of coordination and work. That's impressive. Gentlemen, I just want to take time. Thank you very much, because I think it means an awful lot to our community as well as all of us. So it's just it's incredible. So what are the average age of the kids involved in this program? You guys have that?
Yeah, Toys for Tots goes ahead and distributes toys from age range of newborn all the way up to 12.
All the way up to 12?
Yes.
Okay. And as we look at the broad-based aspect of the program itself, it's not just Cottonwood that's involved. It's Verde Valley wide, right? That's all the communities in the Verde Valley?
Yes, all the communities in Verde Valley except for Sedona.
Except for Sedona. Now, do they have their own program, or they just are not a participant at this time?
They're just not part of Toys for Tots at this time.
Okay, all right.
Well, I think they are part of Toys for Tots, but they do it at a different scale. They do it in a different way. It's a completely different organization and a completely different objective, or how to obtain their objective.
All right.
So, but otherwise, yeah, it's
so
Verde Valley.
If somebody wants to know more about the Toys for Tots program, who can they contact? Is there a phone number, or I know that there's a website, and the website also gives specific information as to, I think, even local groups.
Well, we have our own local website.
Okay.
It's Verde Valley Toys for Tots.
Well, no, she wrote it down here. Where is it? Cottonwood-az.toysfortots.org, and that's
Okay.
where they'll register. That's where they'll register to participate in the parties. That's where they can go find out where the drop-off boxes are. That's where they can make donations, etc.
So more than likely, I think if you just went on the computer and put in Cottonwood Toys for Tots, it probably would come up with that. And so if you're interested, please do that. Or if you're interested, please contact the Cottonwood Fire Department. Your number, again, I've totally forgot that. Sorry about that.
That's okay. It's 928-634-2741.
Okay, and you could probably contact the Cottonwood Recreation Center at 928-639-3200, and the front desk staff can also assist you and help you with any information that you might have and direct you maybe to either the Voglers or to directly the Troy at the fire department. So, so now, Keith, are you accepting donations for Toys for Tots at this program at this time period for the program? One of you guys?
Go ahead.
Yes, currently accepting donations. We have several drop boxes off. Like I said, you can go onto the website and find the location of those drop boxes. But we're accepting those drop boxes will be out until the 12th of December at this time. And then you can also just bring any donations to the fire department as well as probably the rec center, and they'll make sure that they get to the right hands.
Right. Okay, that's
Now,
great.
if you make out a check, you make sure it's made out to Toys for Tots.
Okay.
Yes.
So it has to be made out for Toys for Tots.
Toys for Tots, because that's the accounting for it.
All right. Now I was reading that many people don't understand that Toys for Tots is a Marine Corps sponsored program, and it's recognized as a 501c3 by the IRS, which I had mentioned earlier. The foundation provides the funding and support needed for successful annual toy drives and distribution campaigns, and local campaigns are conducted annually this time of the year in over 700 communities. And there you have it on your screen right now is the website, www.cottonwood-az.toysfortots.org, so you can get more information there. But over 700 communities covering all 50 states and the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico. And though the coordinators organize and coordinate and manage the program, the ultimate success depends on the support of the local community and the generosity of people who don't donate toys. Now, I know both of you gentlemen, and I think on a national basis, I'll have Keith. Keith, can you identify who the national program sponsors are, and give us a little bit of 5-star, 4-star information as to what they do, and then we'll get into local here.
Well, Richard just said the corporate sponsors for Toys for Tots as of 2014. The 5-star sponsors, they give at least $1 million in cash or $2 million in toys, and it's Toys R Us, FAO Schwartz, Hasbro, Babies R Us, Hess. That's a lot of money and a lot of toys. 4-star partners, $500,000 in cash or $1 million in toys. Build-A-Bear, Duracell, Galaxy, Hallmark, Valpak. We get a Valpak right here, coupons every
That's right,
month.
we do.
3-star partners, $250,000 in cash or $500,000 in toys. Doherty, Delta Airlines, Applebee's restaurant, so frequent Applebee's. Group sales, Leapfrog, the toys you can see in Walmart, UPS store, Walt Disney, and U-Haul. 2-star is $100,000 in cash or $250,000 in toys.
Wow.
Federated Auto Parts, Redner's Warehouse Markets, eBay. I'm sure some of us have been to eBay. Stage stores, I'm not sure what they sell. 1-star partners, $25,000 in cash or $100,000 in toys, which is still substantial.
It is.
We have AC Moore Arts and Crafts, Fitness, 24-Hour Fitness, Alex and Annie Energy, Ameripark, Auto Europe, BJ's, Booz Allen Hampton, Covington, Dish, Gander Mountain, Discovery Toys. This goes on quite a ways. So there's quite a few sponsors. Carl Holdings, my wife just bought a purse from there.
And I bought stuff from Gander Mountain here recently.
Yeah,
So
Ruby Tuesday, Ryland Homes, Sears, Pepsi-Cola. So it's pretty substantial.
It is
There's
substantial.
some major corporations.
Troy, what's on the local basis then as sponsors? Do we have local businesses that help and sponsor then also?
Yes, we have actually a storage unit that goes ahead and allows us to rent storage units around 9 storage units at a really good cost that allows us to store the toys all year round and do all the sorting. That's Cottonwood.
Cottonwood Super Storage.
Cottonwood Super Storage. We got Cottonwood Area Transit, Flame Propane, Annie's, Integrity Auto, Fort Verde, Gerona's, a barbershop, Karen's Barbershop, Verde Valley Fire, Cottonwood Fire, of course, where you can drop off toys. But all those are places that help us out by giving us places to put the drop boxes to allow the toys to be collected, and they give us their store space for that. So, but there's countless names in the community that make this possible. So
That's awesome. That's
I think there's roughly 50. We put out roughly 50 boxes.
Wow.
In different locations. This is just kind of a highlight right here, but yeah.
Well, before we take a break here, I just wanted to read this also, that the Marine Forces Reserve, and Keith, this is back to you as a Marine. The Marine Forces Reserve consists of around 34,000 reservists plus 2,000 active Marine reservists and 4,000 regular Marines for a total of nearly 40,000 Marines in this campaign. It says here that typically 15 to 20% of the forces are involved in the annual Toys for Tots campaigns. That's incredible, if you can imagine that many. The fact that the Marines are trained for combat and are prepared to face the nearly unendurable hardships that they do, and it's not lost on needy children, nor is the fact lost that these same combat-trained Marines and veterans find time to be compassionate for the less fortunate members of America's society. Even more importantly, children impressed by the willingness of Marines to work overtime to do something for them sets an example for these youngsters to strive and to emulate. And so my hat's off to the United States Marine Corps. I'm going to take a break right now and again think about Toys for Tots in this time of the year. I'm your host today for Inside Cottonwood, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.
And we're out. You got plans?
You bet. $50 million Americans struggle with hunger, but we can do something about it.
Excuse me.
What's going on?
Dinner. Please join me in helping put food on their tables. Together, we can feed America.
You guys keep going. I'm gonna get the plate.
Wait!
Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm Richard Faust, your host today, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. And with me are Captain Troy Hoke of the Cottonwood Fire Department, as well as Keith Vogler, who's representative of both the United States Marine Corps and also of Toys for Tots, and for Chris Vogler, his wife, who's the coordinator for the Verde Valley program here. Keith, we've been talking about Toys for Tots, the incredible aspect of Toys for Tots and what it does for communities all throughout the United States. 700 communities participate in regions, I should say. Can you tell us what the mission and goals of this program are?
The mission of the Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots is to collect new unwrapped toys during October, November, and December of each year, and then distribute those toys as Christmas gifts to less fortunate children in the community in which the campaign is conducted.
All right.
So, and we usually distribute the boxes, collection boxes, in November, and then we pick them up around, what do you say, mid-December?
Mid-December.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this takes incredible effort, gentlemen, on a local level, and like what we were already talking about, the intensity of the program, even on an overall year basis. Tell us approximately how many volunteers are involved in this program annually.
Oh, geez. I wouldn't.
I would say consistently where there's 10 that are, I would say, the backbone that show up to all the wrapping that you can count on. But I mean, that grows every year too, and then people relocate and stuff. So
right.
But
And then when you get the fire department comes in and helps them put the toys together and everything, and there's, you know, whatever Troy can round up there, and and they help load and unload the trucks. And
Right.
so yeah, there's at least 10, and then it grows and shrinks throughout the time
Right.
period. Yeah.
So there's quite a few also as it pertains to what you guys do at the last minute.
Right.
Because that's an incredible thing to see, actually, is these guys actually working out. You know, Troy, what does the fire department do? What do these guys do then days leading up to, I guess, December 19th?
Pretty much, we help out wherever we can help out. You know, no matter what time or of day, we're there to help them out whenever needed. The guys are always willing to step up. We've unload books, move books, put together the bikes every year. That's well, we've just finished that, putting together all the bikes for the parties, and the guys love doing that because they just know where those bikes are going. So not only does it, like, they know they're doing something good for a kid, but it makes them go home happy with their kids too. So it's like spreading Christmas cheer throughout. So it's just a very a good thing. And I mean, you're helping kids get gifts for Christmas, so how can you not want to help?
I think it's like Keith said too, is you see the tear in the eye, especially of the family, of the mom or the dad, and the kids too. But how many bicycles, just on the average, do you guys put together?
Oh, I want to say we put together almost 60 bikes.
60 to 70 bikes.
Yeah,
probably
approximately 60 bikes this year, which that number has grown through donations and stuff. We've really been able to do really well.
That's pretty awesome. So now, if people want to donate, and they don't want to give, you know, a check or cash or whatever, they wanted to bring toys. Now, what are the type of toys that you're interested in?
All kinds of toys.
Okay.
You know, they have to be new and in a box. Like Keith said, the mission is it's got to be unwrapped, and that's
at least $10. We'd like to have it at least $10 value.
Okay.
$10 or higher, and we get a lot of real high-end toys that are, you know, $30, $40. People are pretty generous,
yes,
extremely generous. But they have, and primarily, like he's saying, it's 0 to 12-year-old kids. We're pretty well covered for the older kids. I think, from what I can recall, that she has for inventory, maybe the middle-aged kids.
Yeah, for this year we are probably, I'd say, if we're to be thin in toys, it would be the 4 to 9-year-old age group. I would say is where we're probably. Yeah. If people are looking to donate this year, that's the year that we need, the age that we need.
Okay, so 4 to 9-year-olds is where the need is. So if you want to give, that's probably going to be the area and the age grouping to get toys for. And a lot of the toys out there will say the actual age grouping, so you can do that, and you can, you know, go to Walmart or wherever you want to, even online with Amazon or anything, and just get them directly to the drop sites. Now, how can someone be a drop site? They just contact you?
They can contact me, go to the website, and if, you know, call the fire department, and then they'll give me your name and number, and I definitely will get back to you, and we'll make that happen for sure. If I can go ahead and add, this Sunday, we're going to be at Walmart, which also is another organization that helps us. They give us part of their parking lot to go ahead, and the fire trucks will be there to see. And at the time, we'll also have Marines there that will be dressed out in their dress blues, trying to keep it as traditional as we can. They'll be in Walmart collecting toys. So you can come meet a Marine and drop off a toy there at Walmart from noon to 4 this Sunday.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, so, you know, there's that aspect of things, and that's one of the things I really wanted to hear. That's what I was going to go into with the next question. So this Sunday from noon to 4, you can actually do it as a drop-off. You can bring, you know, whatever you have there and directly meet a Marine and thank them, please, for their service. Again, it's just incredible what they do. You know, so I guess, how do parents or families how do they get their children registered for this program? That's my next question.
They they've already done the signing parties, which I do believe the one for Cottonwood was at the rec center. But if you weren't able to attend that, you still can go online to the website, or you can go ahead and go to the Cottonwood Police Station. They have the ability to sign in there. So.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good information. So please make contact with the Cottonwood Fire Department in that context of things, and they can get you situated probably on a registration scenario there too. So that'll help out. So now I know that you know, Keith, your wife does an amazing job with all of this, and we've talked about her just a little bit. Can you give any more information about why she is so driven into this program?
I don't know.
We asked her that, and she just kind of hummed. I mean, we did this last year. She's very humble. And so you as her husband, I mean, you know, I figured you could maybe add a little bit more to that.
Well, I don't know. I asked her that a couple times myself. But what she likes to do is see a kid with a smile. She gets a thank you every once in a while from some people, you know. We actually have gotten, I think she's read to you and others, she's gotten cards, letters, saying thank you. Not very many, but that's okay. It only takes one.
Yeah,
and
it
some
really
other
does.
people are busy too, so.
Right.
But the big thing is the kid that smiles. She'll always pick out some little kid out there, you know, and go out and give them something, whatever it is.
Right.
So that's what it is.
That is. That I appreciate that. That's great.
And I'll tell you what, I better not say that. Well, I'll say it anyway. At our age, it's better to have enjoy the kids like that than to have them in our house.
There you go. I understand. That's great.
I can't do any babies in the house.
All righty. Well, gentlemen, let me do this as a personal reflection, because this is actually on the Toys for Tots Marine Corps page, and it's called Personal Reflection. If you reflect on your own life and recall what it meant to receive a toy at Christmas, you cannot help but realize the positive impact that a new toy had on your life. Concurrently, you can imagine how devastating it would have been to receive nothing at all while your friends receive a new toy. Many may recall when a neighbor received nothing at Christmas because his or her family was experiencing hard times. And right now, a lot of are experiencing hard times. It is a painful thing to think about the impact a Christmas without a toy had on a child and how adversely it impacted on his or her self-esteem and their future. Some never recovered and ultimately never realized their potential. And so if we can get a child to realize their potential by just giving a $10 gift, you know, please go for it. And again, Sunday is this Sunday is an opportunity for you to go to Walmart and as well as even get people to sign up and register and things of that nature. If you know people that are needy, please have them do so also. And again, thank you for joining us for Inside Cottonwood today. We're concluding our final segment. And again, I wanted to thank Keith Vogler, his wife Chris, who goes out of her way, which is an incredible thing and a very successful program in our community. And Troy, you and your wife, thank you very much. All of the Cottonwood Fire Department, all of my personnel and staff, the Cottonwood Recreation Center, everybody who volunteers and assists, I wanted to thank for the Toys for Tots program. Again, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays with you and your family. And again, thank you for joining us for Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.